Hey, fourth graders. So we are going to move on from animals and we're going to start learning about another type of organism. Let's get started. A little review. An organism is any living thing, and that can include plants and animals. Living things are anything that can grow and reproduce. We say that plants are living. Plants can grow, they get taller and taller, they get bigger, they develop more, and they can reproduce. So plants are living things. Now, just like animals, plants also have structures that help them survive. So, your next part of the unit, you're going to learn about how plants are organisms that have important structures that help them grow, that help them reproduce, and help them survive. So let's get started. All right, so in front of me here, I have a plate that is full of different things that all came from plants. I want you to think about, what do all of these things have in common? Right now, I'll show you the different things I have on my plate. I have green beans. I'll put them down here for now. Green beans. I have peas. It's a pea pod. I'll show you closer. There you go. Pea pod. I have a nectarine, which is very similar to a peach. I have an apple. I have a little mini tomato. It's a little cherry tomato. I have a grapefruit, an avocado, and I have a green pepper. Now, think for a moment, what do all of these things that I just showed you, what do they all have in common? Like, what a snow pea, right, or a pea pod, have in common with an avocado? And what does a green bean have in common with an apple? I bet you're thinking of some things. I bet you're thinking, well, first of all, they're all things we can eat. That is true. They are all what we call edible, meaning we can eat them. Okay, they're all edible, true. But there's something more to these things having to do with science. And if we're studying plants, something a little bit more that they have in common. They all come from plants. Okay, so they're all a plant part. When we're eating these things, we're really eating parts of plants, right? So they're all parts of plants. Parts of plants. Right? So for example, the apple is a part of an apple tree, and a pea pod is a part of a pea plant, and a grapefruit is a part of a grapefruit, right, tree. So they're all parts of plants, all parts of plants that we can eat. What if I told you that all of these things all could have the same name when it comes to a part of a plant? What if I told you that even though we call this a vegetable, and we call this a vegetable, and most of you probably would call, I lost my tomato. Most of you would probably call the tomato a vegetable, right? You would probably call these green things vegetables, right? What if I told you that instead of calling them vegetables in science, what if I told you that we actually called these fruit? Fruit. You might think, no, Mrs. Young, but they actually are. All of these things that I have in front of me on this plate are all the fruit of a plant. So today, you are going to learn about what the fruit of a plant truly means. All of these are fruits. All right, now to see how they truly are all fruits, as I said, they're all fruits. To see how they're truly all fruits, we are going to cut several of them open. And we're going to think about, what do they all have in common on the inside? So if I cut these open, what would I find inside of them? right? Some of you might be thinking what I'm going to find. So now that you've had a moment to think, now let's check out what am I going to find in every single one of these. Let's start with the pea pod, and let's see what's inside of a pea pod. You might be thinking, well, it's going to be those little peas, right? And I agree with you, but you know what those little peas are? Here we go. All right, so check it out. What do we find inside? Those are actually seeds. So when you're eating peas, you're actually eating seeds, right? So these are seeds. If I wanted to, and these would need to be a little bit more developed, but I could actually plant these and I would grow new pea plants. So inside of this fruit is a seed. All right, let's check and see what's inside of the green bean. So again, I'm going to break it open, and here we go. You're going to see something kind of similar with this one too. All right, there we go. I got it pretty well. All right, what do we see inside? You might be thinking they look pretty similar. They do. The pea pod and the green bean, they're fairly similar looking plants, and both of them have seeds inside. So those are green bean seeds. So both of these fruits contain seeds. Now let's check out the green pepper. I said that the green pepper is not a vegetable. Well, it is. In the grocery store and in our kitchen, we call it a vegetable. It's totally fine. But it's really the fruit of a plant. Let's check out what's inside of a green pepper. Are you ready? I already have it cut open. Okay, what's inside? What do you think all those little white things are? What are those? If you said seeds, you are correct. Those are the seeds of the plant. So again, this fruit holds the seeds inside. All right, I cut open my apple. So here is my apple. I cut it open. What are we going to find inside? I think you're getting the hang of this, right? We're finding seeds inside. So yes, we have this fleshy part that we would eat, but we also have seeds inside of the apple. All right. I cut open the avocado, which remember, the avocado is a fruit. What is inside of the fruit? Voila! What is that? If you said it's a seed, you are correct. It is the seed of the plant. Now, I could cut open every single one of these things. However, I want to save some of my fruits, but notice what all of them have in common. The fruit of a plant, right? So the fruit, we have the fruit. All of them contain the seeds. The definition of what a fruit truly is, scientifically, it's not just that nice, sweet food that you eat. A fruit is actually, so I'm going to write it down and then I'll show you. It is the part of a plant that contains, or that holds, I'll say holds, that holds the seeds. Okay, here we go. Fruit, the part of a plant that holds the seeds.